There are a few people in a lifetime that are truly extraordinary in their field. People like Tiger in golf, Bruce in martial arts, and Michael in basketball. More than just successful, they make the impossible look effortless and accomplish amazing feats with grace and economy of motion that is beautiful to behold. If you wanted to add a musician to that list, it would be Jake Shimabukuro. Listen to him play, and you'll assume you're listening to several musicians. See him play, and you'll be amazed. Jake, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey,
Thank you for doing this interview with us.
No, thank you. I'm very excited. Great. I like the name of the program.
Oh, do you? Thank you. Sometimes when musicians reach a really high level of skill, they get trapped in that skill and they lose sight of the music. Now, your songs are complex, but the music, it services the music, and it doesn't sound excessive. Do you work hard at that when you're composing and arranging?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's actually really hard for me to get really complex because I'm pretty simple. Like I just the things that I appreciate about a song, just things like the melody. Melody is very important to me. So whenever I'm composing, I'm always just thinking about the melody, and then I try to think of things that will enhance that. So whether it's like a little rhythmic thing or more intricate harmony or whatever it is, I mean everything has to support the melody for me. So that's I think that's one way of keeping it simple and giving the listener something to kind of hold on to while you're taking them through the song.
See, I pictured it would be so complex the first time that you did it that you would have to keep pulling bits out just to get back down to this song.
I mean, there are times where I'll be working on something and then I'll think like, oh, that's really cool. I like the way this is going. Or, sometimes there's a little chromatic line, in there that kind of holds everything together. But unless you really listen for it, you won't really know it. And you won't really notice it. And a lot of times it's more satisfying to the player than it is to the audience. So I always try to keep that in mind. But the most important thing for me is like the connection, with the people that I'm playing for. That's always number one, and I always try to keep that in every song.
That's great. In Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Outliers, he makes the assertion that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to be world class at anything. Playing hockey, being a classical musician, 10,000 hours is the mark for practice. At 40 hours a week, that would be about 5 years of practice. Could you estimate about when you would have hit the 10,000 hour mark? And can you correlate that with any kind of milestone in your career? This is a rare opportunity to ask somebody who is world class about this particular theory.
I mean, I don't know if I'm world class, but I definitely put in a lot of time with this instrument. Not with the intent of making sure that I hit those 10,000 hours or whatever, but it was just something that I enjoyed doing. It was like it was just whenever I had free time, whenever I had a free moment, I'd pick up the ukulele and I'd just strum a few chords. I mean that's what that was my it was kind of my escape, for whatever it is that I was doing at the time. If I was frustrated with something, or if I just needed to relax, or if I just wanted to get away and go into my own little world, I'd pick up my instrument and start playing. So I think I definitely achieved those 10,000 hours probably by the time I was a teenager, just because I started playing when I was 4.
Sure.
And I would practice like 5, 6, sometimes even 7 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
It was just, but I mean not all at once, not just sitting for 7 hours straight, but like a few hours in the morning, a couple hours after school, then a few hours before I go to bed. It was just I just absolutely loved it. So it's hard for me to think like it's 10,000 hours. But I mean, because you're always learning, the more you learn, the more you realize how much there is, how much more you
Yeah.
need to learn, and the more hours you put in, you just, it just inspires you to put more hours in.
And I find that reassuring that that time makes that much of a difference, that practice does make that much of a difference. I noticed in a year and a half, I mean, I couldn't hit a B chord to save my life a year ago, and now my fingers fall right there. I just dropped the G string off of everything until I could get that finger up there.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, there, you can't, there's no substitute for, for time and energy that you put into something. And that applies to everything, everything in life. Your studies, your art, relationships.
Sure.
I mean, there's nothing like, the time and energy.
Well, I'm never going to hit 10,000 hours now because after about an hour a day, my family can't put up with it anymore. So, unless I build myself a little shed outside.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that you're finally releasing the fabled book of Jake tabs. Is that true? And do you have a song list and release date finalized yet?
No, I'm actually working on a little, on a little book, and well, one of the guys who really kind of inspired me to get that going or encouraged me was Dominic. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's done he's done a lot of tab sheets for some of my arrangements and all that, and he's just really great. I mean, he puts so much time and effort and energy into him. Sometimes, a lot of times, I'll look at his tabs and I'll be like, "Oh, is that how I'm playing?" Because a lot of times when I'm playing, I don't really think about it so much. It's just,
Sure.
You're just kind of feeling it, and you're going with it.
So it's different for you to see it actually written down?
Yeah, to see it actually, written out, by someone else's, through the eyes and ears of another person.
Was he hitting pretty close to
Oh,
your...
yeah. I mean, he's definitely...
He is phenomenal.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He's got such a great ear and such a wonderful appreciation for music.
Absolutely.
So I absolutely love that about him. And I definitely, want to put together, a tab book. And so hopefully, I kind of started putting things together, but I think more toward the end of the year is when I'll realistically have a lot more time to focus on that.
Okay.
So hopefully sometime early or maybe, by next summer.
Okay. Will there be anything easier to play, or is it going to be your greatest, hardest songs?
No,
You'll throw something in for us duffers?
I definitely want to have a variety of things. I want to have pieces that and I'll probably rearrange a few things, just to make it a little bit more concise and a little bit more structured, because I want them to feel like, when you learn one of the songs from beginning to end, I want it to feel like it's a complete song. That's the most important thing for me. Because as a player, I mean, that's what you want. If you learn a piece, you want to be able to sit in front of people and play it, and you want it to sound complete. You want it to sound,
Absolutely.
like a performance piece. So
my original plan was going to be to give you a hard time about asking Dominic to take his tabs down, because we haven't seen the Jake Book of tabs yet, but I'm so glad to hear that you're working on it. It's something that we're going to see, but it's just, it really adds to the appreciation of the music to have those tabs so we can play, and it definitely adds to the enjoyment, especially when it comes to someone who writes such amazing arrangements as you.
no, thank you very much.